Welcome, class. My name is Dr. Jeff Fowler, and I wanted to provide you some information on the style of citation and reference that we use in the Security Management Department classrooms. This style is called American Psychological Association, or APA style. There are some common errors that I see in class, and I've prepared a more detailed PowerPoint, which I've posted in lessons. This PowerPoint discusses common errors and some additional information that I think would be of use to you when creating APA-style documents in my classrooms. So please review that PowerPoint. What we're going to discuss here for the next few minutes, very briefly, are just some common errors that I see in class. You can avoid these errors by following what I tell you in this video and in the PowerPoint. This can save you a considerable number of points over the period of a class, because while citations are not the most important thing in a class, certainly they are something that at the college level, and particularly at the graduate level, but really at all levels in college, you're expected to utilize. So let's talk about a few of the basic APA errors that I see most commonly in my classrooms. And the first one I see is font. We are currently using APA 6th edition. APA 6th edition style requires you to use only Times New Roman 12-point font. I know that some word processing programs are set up to use other than Times New Roman 12-point font. Please ensure that your documents and input for this class follow the APA font rule. That's the first error. Secondly is indentation. What I'm referring to here is in APA style, we use a list of references at the end of an assignment. This lists the full citations for any works that you have used other than your own within that particular assignment or forum. In APA style citations, you do not indent the first line of the citation. However, the second and succeeding lines are always indented 5 spaces, which is 1/2 inch. Please be sure to do that. The next error that I see most commonly is in the form of capitalization. And what I see most commonly are students improperly capitalizing a source document title within a reference citation. APA style is a little different in this regard. In APA style, for a source document title, you will only capitalize the first word of the title, any proper nouns in the title, and the first word after a colon if there is a colon in the title. That is all. Please follow that rule. The next thing that I see most commonly are errors in italics. In a peer-reviewed journal article, for example, you would not italicize the source document title, in other words, the title of the article, but you would always italicize the name of the journal. In a journal entry, you also have to cite the volume and issue number and any page numbers involved in that particular article. In APA style, you would italicize both the title of the journal used as well as the volume number, not the issue number, only the title of the journal and the volume number. Next is URLs. URLs, as you probably know, are the long string of code that you see when you pull up a web resource. And those have to be cited. Please remember that when you're citing a specific document or article from the web, you don't just cite the URL of the website that you used. You have to cite the full URL, which leads a researcher immediately to that particular document within the website. So you have to cite the full URL. What I most commonly see as an error in my classrooms concerning URL is that some students are still using the old APA 5th edition style. When citing a URL in the old 5th edition style, you are required to write retrieved from, followed by the date that you retrieved the document, and then the URL. That is no longer correct. In APA 5th edition, in APA 6th edition, you only cite retrieved from immediately followed by the URL. That is all that you are required to do. And finally, I want to touch on an error that I see commonly in in-text citations. When you cite a direct quote in text, and what I mean by a direct quote is when you cite an author or a source directly, word for word, within the text. This is called a direct quote in text. When you cite a direct quote in text, you must cite the last name of the author or organization, followed by the year and the page or para numbers. What I see most frequently in terms of error in this regard is that students omit the page or para numbers. It is absolutely critical that you include the page or para numbers when citing a direct quote. And the reason for this is the reader may want to go right to that quote. Or in the case of reviewers, they may want to actually verify that that quote is a direct quote from that source. So it's critical that you add that in there. Those are really the most common errors that I see in class. There are aids in the classroom such as the OWL at Purdue, which is a great source, and all you need to do for your citations using that particular source is just, for example, you could pull up one of your documents that you're intending to submit, and you look at the reference list. And if it's a book, then you would go to the OWL at Purdue website and you would pull up APA style, and the link goes directly to APA style there. You would pull up a book, and if it's a book with one author, then you would go to the OWL and look up a book with one author. Compare your citation with that citation in the OWL. If they are identical in terms of format, then you are most probably good to go. So please keep that in mind. Keep in mind, too, that I'm always available for questions if you have them. You can post them to me in a forum. I have some forums in my classes that are sort of like general purpose forums, or ask the professor a question. You can address it there, or you can address me via the classroom email system. Either way, I'm available, and I'm more than willing to assist you. Thank you very much for your time. I will post this video alongside the PowerPoint presentation on APA in your classroom. Have a great APUS AMU day, and I'll see you around the campus.